Racist comments were posted on social media about Marcus Rashford, mostly coming from Russia to begin with, but let's ignore that and make a big song and dance about racism and equality.
Personal experiences, if I'm honest, and I felt for the players, the three players in question, and the three players who have been racially abused on social media.
Lewis Hamilton about his plans to encourage more young black people to take up STEM subjects, and we've seen a little bit of the interview. It's something that's clearly close to his heart.
Yeah, isn't it interesting? Like today of all days, when we're talking about footballers in the media using their voice, expressing their opinions, here we have another sportsman. This is Lewis Hamilton, who has actually started to do something very constructive about trying to change the way his sport looks. He's commissioned a report, the Hamilton Commission, and in a sport that is full of data, it's driven by data. He was shocked to discover there is no data about the diversity of backgrounds within Formula One. That's something he is really hoping to change. He's starting right at the very beginning with education for children, for black children in particular, to encourage them, give them more confidence to take up science, technology and engineering subjects in school. Here is our exclusive chat. Lewis Hamilton, good morning.
Morning.
You're making a very special announcement today, aren't you? Something you have been working on for a really long time.
It's a very nerve-wracking moment, but it's super exciting as well, because it's the beginning of a journey for pushing for change in my industry. Where it really kind of stemmed from is that, I thought that me being in this sport, and we thought as a family, us making it to the sport would break the mold of diversity within our industry. No one has an answer for it. So that's my purpose, that's my reason for being here.
I have two young people who are really excited to talk to you, Natalie and Elikem.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
you?
I'm fine. And you?
I like your hair.
Thank you. What I've noticed while watching Formula One is that there are actually very few black women in your team, and Stephanie Travers being one of them, one of the only black female fluid engineers. What would you say to black girls aspiring to be engineers in Formula One?
Stephanie is a hero. She is absolutely amazing, and what she's had to overcome in order to be in our sport is incredible. Last year I got to be on the podium with her for the first time, and she was the first black woman to be on the podium in the 70 years of the sport. So it's really encouraging young girls to be following STEM subjects. Of course, the triple science is super important, but it just opens up so many great avenues within our industry. There's 40,000 jobs within our industry, and currently there's only 1% of those are from black backgrounds. So that's what we need to change. So we need.
Could that be because there's 1.8 million black people and 51 million white people in this country? Could that be why only 1%
within our industry? There's 40,000 jobs within our industry, and currently there's only 1% of those are from black backgrounds. So that's what we need.
So 40,000 jobs, but only 1% is black. Okay.
We need lots of more people like you, with great minds to come, and because ultimately the more diverse workforce is.
When I hear the word diversity, it just says to me less white people. That's what it says to me. Let's try and get rid of the non-discrimination of non-white people by discriminating white people. Good way to go. Yeah.
Beneficial for everyone.
This is Lewis.
Hi, Aldo. How you doing?
I'm good.
Looking very smart.
Thank you.
Are you good? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Got a question for me?
Yeah. How did your family react when you told them that you wanted to become an F1 driver?
Good question. So I wanted to be a racing driver from the age of, I was already 6 years old, so I knew that that's what I wanted to do. I started racing when I was 8 years old, so.
Like you were the odd one out, being the only black person on the grid.
I did, and How is
So if there's 51 million white people in this country and 1.8 million black people in this country, that would say that there's less than 2 people per every 50 people. Less than 2 black people per every 50 white people in this country. So yes, in many different sectors, depending on what it is, you're going to have more white people than black people. It's just the way it is because there's more of us than what there is of them. So they keep going on and on about how there's not diversity with, you know, different colours of people. You know, why is there so many white people here, there and everywhere? Well, there's more of us, isn't there? So if I was to, for example, have a job role which required me to have 2 white people, 2 black people, 2 Asian people, how is that a fair representation of the population, which is majority 51 million white? Which I don't take into account. So he's just said here that there's 40,000 job roles in racing, yeah, British racing, but only 1% of those is black, yeah. Well, if you have 51 million white people and 1.8 million black people, then that's about sort of right, isn't it? You'd have the sort of 1 to 2% of the people would be non-white. Yeah, if it was a proper demonstration or proper illustration or example of the population of Britain. So this race stuff is just annoying me, to be honest. And you got this Lewis Hamilton stuff, and obviously you've got the football, you know, Rashford racism and blah blah blah, where it's already been proven that by 80% of the racist comments that first came in against Rashford, black guy, missing the goal at the Euros, yeah, were actually from Russia, tracked from Russia. But yet it's still taken seriously and not mentioned anywhere that most of these original comments of racism towards Rashford had an IP address from Russia. But that's not taken into account at all, really, is it? But then again, I say a lot of these things that come from Russia is probably Western propaganda anyway, just sort of masquerading as Russia. You know, they say what they want. But whatever. Yeah. Racism. Everything's racist now. Yeah, everything's racist. If you're white, you're bad. Oh yes. Yeah.
They wake up, there's less.
Come on, BBC iPlayer.
And rise is translated.
Where's it gone?